I think as an entrepreneur, you have to understand why you are in the space that you have first. Because the backbone of everything is why. Because know-how. As far as you're a business owner, not only in Nigeria, across the world, it can never be a roller coaster. There will be sloppy days, there will be hilly days, and all of that.
I think I agree with you that it's very important to diversify.
So,
And I think that's also one thing that a lot of people are probably not tapping into as much.
and the truth is, for every economy globally, if it's 100% a roller coaster, then first, the economy won't exist
True.
because there won't be problems to be solved. And if there are no problems solved, profit cannot be made.
Have
At some point, you have to know that passion doesn't feed. But I'm to stick to my passions. Yo.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another season of the Entrepreneur's Guide to Retirement podcast. And it's so lovely to have you guys here again. It's so lovely to be your host again. It's so lovely to be having this conversation, giving advice, learning, relearning, unlearning so many things about entrepreneurship, about savings, about retirement, about budgeting and everything that has to do with planning for the future, right? I think it's very important that we have these conversations because there's nowhere else to learn from apart from ourselves, right? We're all entrepreneurs. We're all trying to grow in each of in any sector that we find ourselves. We're all trying to scale, but most importantly, we're also trying to make sure that at a certain age, right, we can relax and say, oh, I've worked for this amount of years and my money would then not work for me, right? We want to be able to retire at a point where we've invested so much in life and it's time for life to give back to us. So how do we then do that? How do we plan for that future? How do we budget for that time, right? How do we save up for a time where there's nothing else to do, right? Even there are some situations where it's not like you're retiring because it's old age. There are so many situations where you have to retire because maybe health issues or something has happened that has caused you to make that decision or come to that end, right? So I think it's very important that we're having these conversations. And that is why this particular podcast was made to serve this particular purpose. So thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you for coming back for season 2. And I'm so delighted to just be with you guys today again. And guys, it's a new season. What would you like us to talk about on the podcast? So make sure you drop everything in the comment section. We'll be looking out for them. And who knows, we might just pick one or two and have a conversation about it. Right? So let's get into the episode proper. Guys, today I have such a brilliant mind with me. I spoke to this person and I was fascinated. Like, I was stunned. For like 20 seconds, I was just looking. I'm like, what? How do people's mind work? Like, I feel like there are so many smart people amongst us, and we just need to like have conversations more. And we find people really interesting. So today with me, I have Amidu, right? Hi, Hamidu. It's so nice to be having this conversation with you. I think you do such interesting work, and it's very important for the world that we're stepping into and the world that we're currently in. So Amidu works with sustainable waste, right?
Absolutely.
It makes a lot of interesting things with waste, things you would see and be like, oh, I'm dumping this. This is useless. He takes that and they make something that is fascinating, and not just things that can work for daily use, things that are also very important for our personal lives, right? And I'm just going to let him do all of that introduction. But yeah, be ready to be mind blown, guys. Be ready to be mind blown. The floor is yours, Amidu.
Okay, thank you very much, Lima. So, like I introduced, my name is Amidu Mohammed. Friends out there like to call me Amidu Climate. So,
Amidu climate.
yeah,
We hear that.
Amidu
Climate change.
Yes. I mean, climate change is real. It's not a fallacy.
Yeah.
So I'm the founder and creative director at Plastic Build Creative Solutions Limited. So we're a climate-conscious social enterprise, one of Nigeria's and Africa's foremost growing sustainability brand. So what we do is quite simple. We transform metropolitan and urban wastes like scrap tires, plastic waste, fabric waste into functional products by
Yeah.
leveraging on innovative upcycling processes and local artistry.
Yeah.
So we don't do something, not so big. We just leverage on the resources we have on ground.
Yeah.
The local artisan in Mushin, the young boy who knows how to make shoes in Bariga, and
Yeah.
just bring all of those talents together, match them with technology, and we design and produce tech-driven sustainable product. So you could imagine from all of those waste, from the nylon bags you throw away, the tires that gets burnt by the roadside, and all of that. Imagine, have you even heard of a smart shoe? Have you seen one before?
I
So
saw one today, guys.
so, so we've built like Nigeria's first indigenous smart footwear from
Yeah.
100% waste.
Waste.
A smart footwear that can help you out of emergency situations and all of that. So waste in itself, it's not waste.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. It's just about a matter of where it is,
Yeah.
where should it be, when, and how. So yeah.
Interesting. I think for me, the most important part is how you're infusing tech into all of that, right? It's just be like there are a lot of people who do a lot of things with waste. You see all these structures that they make at different places. Many of them are made out of waste, right? But like the mind blowing part is how you're just infusing a lot of tech into it and making sure that it's not just a product now, it's a functional product for everyday
Absolutely,
use. And that's so beautiful. However, today we're talking money, we're talking finance, we're talking
Absolutely.
budgeting, we're talking
Waste is money. It's eco money. So
real, speak on it. Right. So our topic for today is navigating the economic crunch.
Okay.
Right. So I think we can all agree that in Nigeria
okay.
there's always an economic crunch.
Of course, not only in Nigeria. It's a global
Yeah, it's a
situation.
global issue. Yeah, definitely. Like, if we even bring it home, we can completely relate to it. Everybody understands it at a certain level. Like, oh, there's an economic crunch, and then how do you navigate that period, right? As a business owner, as someone who is trying to thrive, right? How do you save when cash flow is tight, right? How do you plan when there is not enough money and still make the best out of it, right? So that's what we're going to be discussing here today, right? So, personal question now: how do you plan in a situation like that? How do you plan in this situation that we're in?
Well, obviously, the economy is not smiling. Yes, it's not. It's not in a roller coaster mode, and the truth is, for every economy
Yeah.
globally, if it's 100% a roller coaster,
Yeah,
then first the economy won't exist
true.
because there won't be problems to be solved,
So,
and if there are no problems solved, profit cannot be made. If profit is not made,
economy will not grow.
life cannot even be sustained.
Yeah,
You get. So sometimes within this whole economic crunch thing, there are still opportunities.
true.
So see them more. We should see them more as opportunities than problems. So in situations where like we are right now in Nigeria, I think as an entrepreneur, you have to understand why you are in the space that you have
Yeah.
first, because the backbone of everything is why.
Yeah,
So using Plastic Build as a case study, if I'm to say because of the economic instability in the country, first, being in Nigeria, being a business owner in Nigeria is hard.
yes,
Being a small business owner is harder.
yes.
And being a young entrepreneur, I want to say hardest.
He's the hardest.
But what
But
is
there's
even the
another one.
hardest? Exactly.
Okay.
What is even the hardest is being a green startup.
Yeah,
Why? Because it's a sector that is yet to get 100%
yeah. It's still very
acceptability.
nascent.
Exactly. the level of acceptability for sustainability sector in Nigeria is still under 30%,
Yeah, I
as
agree.
compared to the global north and all of that. So that makes that you have to strategize even more
Yeah.
than regular businesses. So for me now, using plastic bead as a case study, how we survive economic crunch is that there's always this period, no matter how tough it is, if you know your game very well, there's always that period where you'll smile at least.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll smile. It might not be a very long period. So
Yeah.
leverage on those periods and say, okay, for example, when we're making our best sales, we have a dedicated, like a fixed rule that say 5% of our profit from sales or any sort of revenue income goes to what we know as like the rainy days bank.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's like automatically it happens through the
Yes.
financial, systems. So if we make 100,000 sales today, let's say 100,000 naira sales today, 5% of that automatically goes into the rainy days bank, no matter how small it is. So we already plan because know-how. As far as you're a business owner,
Yeah.
not only in Nigeria, across the world, it can never be a roller coaster. There will be slopey days, there will be hilly days, and all of that. So we plan in advance for those type of periods. And aside from that, we try to diversify our revenue streams.
Okay.
We don't depend solely on product purchases. So at Plastic Build now, we have what we call the Plastic Build School of Creative Design, Waste Upcycling, and Circular Economy, which is like a training school.
Okay.
So we partner with organizations like, say, Rotary International, and Rotary International has environment as it's one of its seventh. It's the seventh area of focus for Rotary International. Rotary International is a global organization of
Yeah.
about 1.5 million professionals that really just want to give back to humanity. So they partner with us and say, okay, we need you guys to train so community on waste management and upcycling. There we might do it, but not for like 100% free. There's
There will
always
be some bit of profit to it.
exactly that comes with it. So
And
those
that in that case now that would be like 100% profit for you because you're not spending resources on that, right?
we spend resources too. I mean,
I mean for cases where you're training people.
yes,
Okay.
but training people is one of the areas that takes a lot of our resources, in the sense
Oh.
that we don't do just theoretical trainings. We do
Okay.
practical trainings.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
we need to get training materials. We need to rent training equipment and all of that. And because you are training people who don't like basically know about it all, so there's always trial and errors. A lot of trial and errors. Material, resources be wasted and all of that. So it consumes, a lot of things. And aside from that as well, Plastic Bidwo, we are just launching Nigeria's first digital waste upcycling hub and makerspace. So that makerspace is designed to be like using a model of a co-creation, a co-working space model.
Okay.
So I've understood that we've trained over 2,000 people to date on waste management and upcycling. But that knowledge goes to vacation immediately after the training. Why? Because they can't afford the machines needed for these productions. So when they have places like the Plastic Bill Digital Waste Hub, we have these machines already secured.
So they can't come
Come
to work.
and use our machines for a cost, mostly a stipend, not too high, so they can use these machines, bring their waste, use these machines. And also another way we bring in money is that we have tech integrations. For example, you make a furniture from tire waste. We can let you know that, okay, as an add-on, you can make that furniture a smart one. And maybe while you are you're just relaxing, taking your tea, you drop your phone on the center table and it's charging. So that's another way, like, okay, but so you have to pay for us to
Yeah.
so there are like various ways.
So okay, I think I agree with you that it's very important to diversify.
Absolutely.
And I think that's also one thing that a lot of people are probably not tapping into as much, right? You start off with one thing and then you're like, oh, this is actually what I have passion for. But like the country doesn't allow you to just have
At
one
some
thing.
point, you have to know that passion doesn't feed the
Yeah.
account.
Passion will not feed you.
Passion will not feed you, so you have to mix passion with business strategy.
Yeah, true
Definitely.
that. Definitely.
If I'm to stick to my passions, We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with you. So I have a question. I think this one is because if we're being very honest, right, I think it's very hard for people to save in this economy. There was a conversation, I think it was on X some weeks ago, where people were saying, oh, if you're earning, say, about 100K or 200K, you should be saving a certain amount of money. And then, like, some people were like, let's actually be real. If you're earning 100K and say you parents maybe, or you have to feed, you have to transport yourself to work, there are other random things that would come up within the month. Like, how far can 100K take you within a month? So my question out of that is, do you think that small business owners or people now in general, do you think that in cases where they're not making enough to squeeze out for pension, do you think it's okay to pause pension and then pick up again when you feel like, okay, there's a bit of stability in here right now?
Okay. Um.
Or maybe even cut other expenses as well, you know?
Okay. So what people need to understand is still using plastic bead as a case study. Small businesses, or should I say startups like us, don't start making profits even after 5 years. Sometimes the break-even period takes longer due to economic factors
Yeah.
like policies, people not, accepting sustainable products, that fast. So I would say pension is like, yes, pension is that backup. It's more like a power bank
Yeah.
where you save when everything is, when everything is so cool. Where you save, so in case of the days when it's rainy and muddy, so you can always go back to it. But in situations, to be frank, to be real, at this point now, I would say pausing completely might not be the best move, because if you cannot save when you are having it small, even when you are big,
You
you
won't
won't
be
be able
able
to
to
save. So even though from a month's salary, maybe you're earning 100K, even though it is 2K,
do it.
do it. It will help you develop that spirit to continue.
Yeah.
And one key thing is, if you want to maintain that process, automate it.
Yeah.
Don't make it manual. Automation just understands zeros and one.
Yeah. Whether you have money or not, as long as the share want that amount in that account is gone.
It's gone. So that's help you make those tough decisions. If you have to depend on human manual, the situation will not even allow you, because first the money the money available is not even enough.
Yeah.
The whole economy just requires you to be resilient and strong. So one thing is, don't cancel pension totally. Start, even if it is small. Out of 100K, you can get 2,000 the next month, 2,500, 3K, like that. So that's what I would advise.
So now let's now bring it lower again. So in a case of say a freelancer, that there are a lot of freelancers that they can go a whole month without a gig, and the next month is booming, and then another month, their income is
It's not
not
only
steady.
it's not only freelancers, oh. Even
And
startup founders like us. Sometimes we go as long as 2 months, and like everywhere is broke. I just
every
looking like
yeah,
this, and everybody's like seeing you outside. I'm calling you
yeah,
CEO,
yeah. See
CEO.
you
They don't understand that the CEO is not CEO in like. So
now for mouth.
and for mouth exactly. So sometimes it doesn't come like there are periods that you'll be smiling like every day. Like those days when you just open your email and you're seeing like payment receipt, like you would enjoy it. You would like the feel and all of that. But have you ever thought of how even startup founders, how they navigate those months that they have to even borrow to survive?
It's actually yeah, it's actually a real thing because I remember that my friends and I we started like something small, and then At some point we were like we hired I think we had 1 or 2 persons, and then like some months in, like there was no money coming in. So like, okay, so what are we going to do to those people that I mean, we don't have to collect any money. It's our thing. We're doing this passion project. It will become it will become profitable eventually.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
these people, they're not here for your passion project. So what are you going to do? You pick out of your pockets. So now start paying people.
But I tell
It's
you that
crazy.
plastic build where it is today, a lot of bootstrapping went in, and still up till now, a lot of
No
bootstrapping
bootstrapping is still
is
going
still
on.
going in. One thing you have to know is that investors don't understand passion.
Yeah.
There are some investors that understand passion, a bit of it. They are called the angel investors.
Angel
Angel
investors.
investors will not give you free money. They will just like be understanding with you that okay, you are just starting, but definitely they need their money at the end. And they're also impact investors. How you pay those ones back is not through the money itself, but through the impact that you have
That
created,
project has
through your
created.
impact reports, and all of that. So for freelancers that don't have a stable income source, what they should do is it's still the same thing. Days when it's coming so much. So if you set up like okay, every month, 5% of my call it salary or whatever that is coming in is going to a dedicated pension account, like maybe a micro pension,
Yeah, plan.
plan that you have, because as a freelancer you can decide that you don't have any organization to like compel you to
Yeah.
do. So if you take up those kind of
Micro pension.
micro pension funds that some companies already offer, you can just automate it that okay, every month 5% goes. Days when 5% don't, what's it called? I mean, the cash flows don't come in.
Yeah.
When it comes in eventually, make the
Take
system
that 5%
exactly
to
and
the
pay
next
back.
five. Yeah. That
So
makes
that's
sense.
that can help.
Yeah. So I think my final question for you would be that aside from planning for the future, right? How do you budget for now? Because now we've been talking about planning for ahead, right? Saving, putting 5% aside for the future, right? As a small business owner that again is trying to find their footing, how do they budget for now and still ensure that they are planning for the future while at it?
Okay. I mean, talking about now is very important,
Yeah,
because if you can't survive now,
there's no future.
absolutely. So, how you plan for the future is first have something you are building. From my own perspective, one of my mentors in the business space, in the business field, um, Mr. Tony Elumelu, yeah, he always says something. He said, "Nobody is coming to save Africa
Yeah, absolutely.
aside from Africans.
Africans, I agree.
Africa we want to build can only be built by Africans, for
For Africans.
Africans, with Africans. Any other, say, European Union, I mean, foreign aids coming into Africa and say they are coming to invest, they are coming to explore the opportunities that the problems in Africa has created
Yeah,
and take back their returns.
yeah,
Do you get? He has a philosophy that he's pushing, and I'm a very like 101% of that fan of that philosophy. It's called the Afri capitalism philosophy, which I mean, what that means is that invest in Africa now. That's how you take action and undo the whole economic crunch of now. Invest now.
invest now.
Investing does not mean you have to go and invest in Shell or you have to go and invest in Dangote Group. Invest in that small dream that you have been thinking about.
Yeah,
If you feel like you don't want to start up a new business or anything, get someone that is doing something you are passionate about, something that connects with you, and invest in it now. See, for example, OP, when they started with, what do you call it? Gokada.
Yeah, true that. All right.
All right. Then the Lagos State government, then led by Yambodi or is it Fashion? I don't know. Banned, what's it called?
The all right. Yeah, by
The Okada.
Okada.
Either, what's it called? Right alien or the normal Okada banned it. And people thought like
That was it.
that was the end of it. They went back, sat down,
I re-strategized.
and re-strategized. They realized that a lot of like more than 60 million Nigerians were unbanked. Do you understand? They invested in the problem at that moment. And now it's like more than $1 billion worth company, worth investment. So you don't have to look for all of those big brands that are already making the name. You can invest now in that idea that you have or that your friends have, or you find startups are everywhere.
Yeah.
Identify the one that connects with you and invest in them, because definitely if you work together, the rainy days will be over
True that. True that.
and the sunshine will come around.
Word. Word. The rainy days will soon be over and sunshine will definitely come around. Thank you so
So
much.
if you want to help yourself, you can invest in startups like Plastic Build.
What he said. Love it. Thank you so so much for that. I think we've had such a swell time here, and I mean I've learned so much. You've shared a lot with us, especially when it comes to diversifying. And I think I really enjoy. I'm really fascinated by what you're doing with Plastic Build. I think I'm rooting for you so much. I think
Thank
it's going to
you.
do so well.
Absolutely.
And there's so much that we're not even ready for. I'm sure, right? Thank you so so much. This is the first episode of the season, and look what we are starting with nuggets everywhere. Like, see the kind of quality that we're giving you guys. So you know that you're supposed to be opening your pensions account already, right? Oak Pensions is not just a PFA that you can save with. It's also a brand that cares about you, that wants to give back, which is why this podcast exists. So we can have conversations, we can see how we can grow together as individuals, as businesses, as entrepreneurs, right?
Absolutely.
Let's see how we can make sure that we are all growing at the pace that we want to. And we're planning for a future that is to come, right? So if you've not opened your Oak Pensions account, if you don't have a PFA yet, I don't know what you're waiting for, right? Just download the app. It's very easy to set up. Or you can also reach out to the customer service. Go to the Oak Pensions website. Easy peasy, and you're already set up. Plan for your future, guys. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save Africa. Nobody's coming to save us as individuals. So make sure that you're planning for that future. And we've come to the end of the episode. Please make sure that you click on that subscribe button. We won't be able to continue doing this if you're not subscribed, if you do not drop comments, if you're not liking our videos. So make sure you do that. And we're going to see you guys in the next episode. Please tell them to subscribe.
Yeah, please do subscribe. I mean, it's always good to secure your future now. Yeah.
Now. All right, guys. See you guys in episode 2. Bye.